Okay, folks, I found this by the side of the road. This depicts the lifestyle of someone who's normal and their family. The world is indeed a very socially switched on entity, and you can damage your brain if you don't have a social life, I've found out. So and I'm experiencing the rigours of social isolation. I've become very used to it, folks. But you never get used to it. It fucks your head up, folks. Folks, try not to be isolated like that if you can avoid it, because it fucks your head up. I haven't got a choice. I'm trying to get in touch with a lost partner, and I only feel connected to him and no one else. And I did some stupid things when I was young which led to this. And I'm just wondering why I've been in cognitive decline, apart from the fact that I'm 50 and I'm just past menopause, and I just don't know why. And I just looked it up on YouTube, and it does some nasty stuff, especially to your hippocampus, which is one of the key areas of damage that I had at birth, that I believe I had at birth. But now I've just got a superimposition of damage due to my lifestyle being socially isolated for nearly 18 years, or nearly 19 years. I do see people, I do get helpers come around, people who help me. This is what we're photocopying, folks. People who help me, who look after me because of my disabilities. But basically, I don't actually have what we would call a social life, like a normal social life where you actually have real friends, instead of just people who are paid to look after you or to attend to your basic living skills and shit. So, but I had brain damage at birth. I believe my mum told me I had a cord around my neck and I came out feet first, and that fucked up my learning. And I also believe I have high functioning autism, which maybe that's what's helping me get through. The worst of this isolation is my high functioning autism. But basically my social skills, it impairs my social skills. But basically, I used to have a social life, but now social life has just gone to pot. It's gone. It's finished. And the people that I used to hang with, they don't care, that they don't seem to have any concept that this is damaging to my fucking health, my functioning, my mental functioning as a person who... Everyone needs a friend, everyone needs a soulmate, and I did some stupid things when I was young, and that these people from my... I used to go to church, folks, but I really feel very angry at these church people that they left me like this. They left me hanging, and they don't seem to have any... I tried reconnecting with them back in 2011, and I just kept getting treated like a reject, like it was all my... like I was somehow a fuckwit. So I don't go there anymore, and these people I used to know, I just can't friend them anymore, and I just give off some kind of kick me vibe, you could say, like I don't fucking, like I'm not worth anything. And that's come up looking really quite nice, the colour of that. But yeah, I just get the feeling that I just give off bad vibes, and people, especially Christians, pick up on that, and they seem to think that I give off some kind of vibe that's really bad, and they don't respect my passion for photocopiers, folks. They seem to think it's an evil thing to be obsessed with photocopiers, but that's a load of shit. That's just a bullshit. And these people, these are so-called normal people, and that's what I hate about normal people. They've just got such a self-entitlement to them, and the church is full of it, and it's full of self-entitled little pricks and fuckwits. You know, just because they're Christians, just because they go to church, doesn't mean that they're saints. Doesn't make them saints, folks. they treat yeah, they preach and they preach and they fucking preach, but they don't fucking live up to what they preach. Look, I'm not perfect, folks. I've done some stupid things in my time, but I'm not interested in fucking... I can't hang out with these bitches anymore, folks. I can't hang out with them. I can't relate to them. I can't tell them that I've changed and that I'm no longer worried that I'm going to die and go to a horrible place. They won't believe me that anymore. They used to be nice, but they've changed. They've become something else. They've just become stupid. And I don't like them anymore. And I feel hurt when they don't believe that I'm one of them, that I'm one of the Christian crowd. They think I'm a heathen, and it doesn't matter what I do and say, including taking their advice. They still don't accept me as one of their own. It's really weird. And people, I've heard this happen before with other people who are into the same things that I'm into. The people in the photocopier enthusiast group called what we call ourselves, people who are into photocopiers, are basically what's known as toner heads. A toner head is another word for a photocopier nerd or geek. And we can be quite hardcore when it comes to our love of these equipments. And people at church don't seem to accept that as okay. So they think we're too fanatical about this shit. They think we're religion. This is our religion. What a load of shit. We can have a passion for something. What about musicians? What about other forms of artists? What about... You got to have passion sometimes to get the job done. If you're not passionate about something, you just laissez-faire about it. You're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to get the work done. You can't be so fucking blasé about it. Going to move it up a bit. You can't be so fucking slack about it. You know, you got to have motivation. You know, you got to have motivation. You can't be motivated if you're doing it on a domestic duty way. Domestic duty doesn't get the job done, folks. One day, I want to redesign the photocopier. And you can't do that when you're not into it like I am. You can't do it, folks. You can't make a good go of it. It's shit. You're going to do a shit job of it, folks. You got to be fanatical. You got to be passionate. You know, you got to have the fucking fire in your belly, so to speak. Otherwise, you're never going to get the job done. You know, you're never going to make a good job of it. You're just going to slapdash it, and that's it. And I don't even like the music they play at church. It's just shit. You know, like, you get the feeling that people who play music at church are not really that talented as musicians as you'd like them to be. You know, you'd like to think that they are, but they just seem to have a fucking slacky, El Slacko attitude towards music. It's just shit. I know I might be slightly biased because I do like complex, especially, well, I do like some simplistic, some minimalist music, but I do prefer like complex electronic music. But basically it just comes out sounding really flat and boring. It just comes out sounding like it's not passion. There's no passion behind it. I don't feel it, at least not in the church groups that you see typically on the northern beaches or North Shore or wherever else I've been. So, you know, you just get the feeling it's a real slacko sort of a thing. You got to be, they say you got to put God first, but you can still put God first and still be passionate about something like photocopiers. You know, no one's perfect. Even, you know, we all fuck up. We all fuck up, folks. You know, that's why we have our faith. You know, that's why we have our faith. Because we fuck up, we need to start again, have a new beginning. No one's perfect, including myself, folks. But I've done some stupid things, I know. I've done some really dumb things. But basically, I just want another go at life. You know, I need to get in touch with my partner, Luigi, who also is a Christian who shares my passion for photocopiers. And
didn't think he was the right person for me, and I felt like I wasn't attractive enough to him because I had problems, and these stupid Christian people made me feel like, because of my disability, made me feel really small and unattractive, and I felt like I wasn't worthy of Luigi's love. And that's what set me back more than 31 years, nearly 31 years since I last saw Luigi. And I can't get in touch with him. I can't find where he is. He's out of connection. I do wonder if I might, I can't find where Luigi is, so I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9 to get my stuff to go out there and to get recognised as an artist as well. And basically I'm not a rich person, so I fucked up in my life thinking that these churchies, as I call them, were right about me not deserving a good relationship because I'm fucking got baggage and disabled. And the school, also not just the churchies, the schoolies who are the bullies at school, I believe them as well. So I believe both the churchies and the schoolies that I was no good, I was not worthy of a nice, loving relationship, and this is where I've ended up. So I'm trying to get some justice happening, folks, for myself and my fellow toner heads. Did I say toner heads are another term for photocopier nerd and geek? Sorry, my memory's not the greatest, but yeah, and that's come up looking really quite nice. I think we can now call this demo quits.